What is up, you guys? My name is Tay, and you are listening to This Is Random. Boy, do I have a topic for this week. So just for context and background, I normally plan out the things I want to talk about for each week. I have like a list of episodes lists and sometimes just like kind of a bit of a script of things I want to say, like talking points. I did not have that for this week's episode. I literally came up with this about 2 to 3 days ago because I was so confused and just amazed by this. So we're going to get into it. But before I do, just to remind you guys that you can catch all of our previous episodes as well as future episodes on Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you choose to listen to your podcasts. Also, feel free to follow us on our social medias. We are on Twitter and Instagram, both of which are at thisisrandom_TA. Let's get into it. So, a few days ago, I was getting ready to go to work in the morning, and my sister stops me real quick. And it's like the first thing she says to me that morning is, "Did you hear about Minnie Mouse?" I'm just literally, my first thought is she dead? Because that's honestly, that's like the first thing that happens to me whenever anyone starts a conversation with me of, "Did you hear about so and so?" My first thought is, oh my God, are they dead? Minnie Mouse is not dead. So she was like, "No, there is a new," I guess she's like has a new outfit or whatever, and people are just pissed. So I'm like, okay, I guess, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, it's like a pantsuit or something like that." So she shows me and she's like, "Oh my God, it looks so cute. Like, I don't get why people are mad." So she shows me, I see it. I don't like it, but I don't like it for different reasons for why people are mad. She told me this. And then as soon as she told me this, I just got a wave of confusion and annoyance. And I'm going to tell you why I am confused and annoyed by the fact that people are so fucking mad at the fact that Minnie Mouse is wearing fucking pants. Okay. Apparently what's going on is, I don't know if it's Disney World, Disneyland, but it's something with Disney is having some sort of like anniversary happening. And they decided to give Minnie kind of like a new look. It's supposed to happen, I think, in March, and it's supposed to be for, it's Women's History Month. So they kind of decided to give her a new look for, I guess, to represent the modern woman, I guess, quote unquote. And so that's where the look came from. They never said it was like a new definitive look or anything like that. But I guess people took it as that because people don't read and people don't fucking listen. But it's literally just to promote Disney's 30th anniversary of something, I can't remember. And it's just to help raise, I guess, awareness for Women's History Month in March. Now, I don't like it because it looks like a pair of pajamas. It doesn't look like a pantsuit. Like, I guess they were supposed to make it. If they're going to keep it as if they're going to do it as a pantsuit, I don't care about that. They could redesign it to look more like that. It just doesn't look like that, which is why I don't like it. But when my sister told me why people are so upset, I got kind of angry and annoyed because it's people saying, I've seen a lot of people, I guess, saying there's an agenda behind it. And I've noticed this pattern whenever it comes to, I guess, I want to say female mascots. Let's say female mascots, essentially, or non-human, specifically female characters, or just female characters in general, whatever. I've noticed this pattern that when it comes to a female character, specifically from the past, and they are trying to give it a new look, whatever, people are so pissed about it. And I realize it's because they're taking away the skirts, they're taking away, the high heels or whatever, and people are automatically labeling it as like some sort of agenda or whatever. So a little bit of a throwback to, I think it was over the summer. It was either over the summer last year or the year before. I can't remember because I didn't watch it. But if you guys recalled, they did a reboot of Space Jam with LeBron James. And, with it being that, they included, a bunch of nostalgic Looney Tune characters, one of which was the iconic Lola Bunny. Now, everyone, I think, was expecting for Lola's look to be very similar to the 90s animated movie, where she was wearing the crop top and like the booty shorts and everything. And then when they decided to, make her a bit shorter, they put her in kind of like a more athletic clothing because she's playing basketball, which, makes fucking sense. They put her in a jersey and basketball shorts, and people lost their fucking minds. People were saying like, it's ruining my childhood. It's first of all, here's my thing with that situation was that movie was never marketed really for you. And this happens a lot with reboots and everything. Eventually I'm going to do a whole episode on reboots and remakes of, old nostalgic TV shows and movies, because everyone gets upset about those. And I have a lot to say about that. I do. But essentially with the Space Jam movie, it wasn't really marketed heavily for people that grew up on the original. Like if you watch the trailer and if you just watch the press tours and everything like that, they kind of mention, they kind of hint at what it used to be, but I think they themselves have said like it's a whole new concept and it's a whole new thing, and it's meant to cater to kids of this generation. God forbid they don't want kids of today to grow up with a crush on an anthropomorphic rabbit. Anyway, so that situation happened a while ago. Everyone was upset. And when that happened, I pretty much had the same argument that I kind of do now, where I don't understand why people are so upset about desexualization, specifically of not just female characters, but non-human female characters. I never got that. I never understood, why are you guys so upset that a rabbit isn't in booty shorts anymore? And this isn't to say people can't have like whatever fantasy or whatever about animated characters. We're not here to kink shame, but I get it. It's just the fact that she's not human that gets to me, and people are so up in arms about it. And especially the fact that a lot of these people that complain about it then were not thinking about this character in the past like 30 years. So I don't understand, why are you so upset about it now that it's being brought to a new generation of people? Like I don't get it. People get upset about the weirdest things. Like I can't be the only one that feels this way. Like you see things online and things make certain headlines and you're just like, really? That's what we're upset about? And like, you can easily say, Tay, you're doing a whole episode about people being upset about Minnie Mouse wearing pants. Like it's not that deep. And it's not that deep. It's not. I just found the whole situation so ridiculous. I had to talk about it and see if there's anyone out there that agrees with me. I feel like people never, with things like this, they never talk about the ridiculousness of it. Like they never address the fact that, people are upset that certain characters are being desexualized, and they're just like, it's not that serious. Like she can wear whatever she wants. But no one talks about how fucking stupid it is to be upset about that. No one literally looks at these people like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? And then recently, I think about like a few weeks ago, M&ms decided to, I guess, give the green M&m. I think she's like the only female one. No one talks about that. Why is she the only female one? I think there's another one, but I think it's the chocolate one is the other one, but no one talks about her. I feel like there's a conspiracy for that, but I don't want to get into that. But they decided to, I guess, give the green M&m a new look. All she's doing is wearing sneakers, essentially, and people were upset about it. Oh my God, I literally came across a Rolling Stones article when I was just, I guess, like doing semi-research for this topic. There was barely any research for this because this whole thing is pretty much just a rant off the top of my head. I have no script of this. I'm just going off my emotions right now. But I literally came across this article from the Rolling Stones called "Let the Green M&M Be a Nasty Little Slut." I don't know, and that's the funniest shit to me. Like, I don't know why that is hilarious to me. I mean, it's Rolling Stones. I feel like I shouldn't expect like more or anything with like actual tact and much class, really. So I'm not really shocked. It was just funny to have an article about that, especially with that title. But essentially, yeah, people were upset about the green M&M. She's wearing sneakers. It got like news coverage, like literally like live news coverage. Out of all things to talk about in the world right now, you guys are seriously putting segments of the fact that a fucking candy is wearing sneakers. Why? I don't even see M&M commercials like that. Is it like, honestly, is it just me? I mean, I don't really have a TV like that, so I don't know if like my commercial watch is just limited just because of that. But I feel like even before, I've barely seen commercials with M&Ms, and even if I did, she was barely in it or advertised. So I don't understand why y'all are so fucking up in arms about this. It's ridiculous to me, and the fact that people tie it to an agenda. So with that part, with like, you know, the green M&M, the agenda, that whole shtick, I think what had happened was Mars Wrigley had said that they are revamping the M&M characters to be more current and representative of our consumer, whatever. I think it's interesting because from what I've seen people say about it is they're spinning this narrative that it was pretty much done, I guess, to fit more of like the modern woman, so to speak. You know, wear the sneakers, she's on the go, she's working, this and that, blah, 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 and it's progressive. Who the hell sees an M&M wearing sneakers as progressive? And it's so stupid. Like, if that is the case, if that is their reasoning for why they decided to, you know, give the green M&M sneakers or whatever, that is such a bullshit cop-out excuse to be progressive. And literally as if that's what women care about, is the fact that I feel represented because I see a green piece of candy wearing sneakers just like me. Like, huh? Who the hell really thinks women think that? I don't, oh my gosh. And the fact that there are people that actually believe that is so stupid. It's so stupid. It really is. And this is why it's so baffling and mind-boggling to me. I can't even talk straight. It's like, wow. So as far as like that, the whole progressive movement of it, I just think that's such a cop-out. That's such bullshit. It's an excuse to, I feel like it's an excuse to actually make real change. Or if I don't know too much about Mars Wrigley, which is you know, the company of M&Ms. I don't know much about their policies and their just company culture in regards to the different genders that work under their company. So I don't know too much about it to say like, you know, do better or whatever. But you can always technically do better. There's always room to do better, always. So yeah, how about just do better? I don't understand what putting sneakers on an M&M, how that makes any sort of difference in life. But at the same time, I'm just like, why to the people that are upset about this, why are you upset about this? Like, do you look at your M&Ms and think of the commercial and just envision the humanoid M&Ms on TV as you're eating? If so, that is sick and weird. But even still, you don't do that. So why the fuck do you care? I think people just need an excuse to just hate on people and just hate on things, really. And they'll just take whatever they're given to, you know, make a mile out of an inch, essentially. It's so weird. But, you know, bringing sort of like tying that in with the Minnie Mouse thing, I don't get it really. Again, like I'm just going to keep saying this. I don't get it because I don't understand. I don't understand the minds of these people. And I guess you could say I'm kind of interested. You know, this coming from someone who studied psychology and has like a psychology degree. I am interested in genuinely knowing the mindset of people like this. I've kind of always been like that. I want to know the mindset of controversial people to figure out why they think like this. Why do they do the things they do? And this isn't to like sympathize with them. I just need a reasoning. I need to know. Which, like, random side note, but I found out my MBTI and I think it's an INTP under the Myers-Briggs personality, which I think is like the logician. That makes so much sense with me. Like, it really does. And that explains, I guess, why I want to know these things about these people and why do they think the way they do and why do they do the things they do. Because it doesn't make sense to someone who, I guess someone like me or so, any really it doesn't make sense to any sane person of why people like this would be so up in arms and upset. But people are, for God knows whatever reason. But anyway, so yeah. So Minnie Mouse is in a pantsuit and people are, you know, upset and they're saying, you know, Minnie Mouse is trying to be too progressive. I came across this article from Daily Mail, which, you know, take with a grain of salt. Daily Mail is just, that's a choice to use as your source. But Daily Mail, I saw this article where they said Disney is to debut a new woke look for Minnie Mouse, ditching the iconic red dress in favor of a progressive blue sustainable pantsuit. I've said this kind of already, but I don't understand why people assume every little thing has an agenda. If there is some sort of agenda behind giving her a pantsuit, then, you know, there's that's their reasoning. But I don't know, when my sister first told me about it, I didn't think of it as some new feminist agenda that Disney is trying to push onto its audience. I just thought of it as, okay, they gave her a new outfit. They always give Minnie a new outfit. You know, they're always giving their characters new looks all the time. Why is this any different? Why is this so controversial that she's wearing pants? Like, I don't once again, I don't get it. I don't think it's fair to assume that every little thing someone does has a hidden agenda behind it. There's the feminist agenda, the gay agenda, the trans agenda. People always feel like people try to use this as an excuse to feel like people are coming up with this whole plan to attack and recreate the status quo when maybe they just want to put her in fucking pants. You know what I mean? It's so weird to literally go through life with this paranoia that every little thing someone does is out to get you in your way of living. It's so draining. I don't understand how a lot of people can just live like that. It sounds emotionally draining. It sounds mentally draining. I'm pretty sure it's physically draining and like hella taxing. Stress causes a lot of physical damage internally and externally. I heard you get wrinkles, so there's that. But just living with that sort of mindset just sounds really stressful and annoying, and constantly feel like you're looking over your shoulders with certain things. But yeah, it's so fascinating to me that people are so upset about animated characters being desexualized, when a lot of the times these same people that are upset don't really check for these characters on the daily anyway. So I don't get why you're upset now, really. Like, who the, like, I remember who it was, but I came across this like a screenshot from this new, I think it was Fox News, and they were like doing a segment where they were like arguing about, I think, the green M&M or something like that. And I was looking at it. It was like an old grown man who's the anchor. I don't know, because I purposely choose not to watch Fox News, or I choose not to really take what they say too seriously if I do choose to watch them. So, there's that. But he was pretty much arguing against the change within the green M&M. And I came across it and I wondered to myself, why do you care about a piece of candy? Like, why do you care about a freaking piece of candy? What does it matter like that? I wanted to raise another point with this kind of topic that I came across. So with the green M&M, because I've seen that more. The whole Minnie Mouse thing is still relatively new, but the green M&M just has everyone's panties in a bunch. So with the green M&M one, I saw this thing where people were like, "Oh, the green M&M, she's no longer hot. She's no longer a baddie. She got these ugly ass trainers on." It's the same thing with the whole Lola Bunny situation, where she was wearing, the jersey and the basketball shorts, and everyone was saying, like, she looks frumpy. She looks like every other girl. She looks like she don't know how to dress or whatever. And again, while I think it's weird to have crushes on not more so animated characters, but just non-human or human-like animated characters, I don't understand, why do you guys see female anything wearing casual clothes and it's not sexy or it's not feminine? I don't understand why people can't see a girl wearing like sweatpants, or can't see her wearing basketball shorts and see her as attractive. That's something I've always found weird about it. Like, you shouldn't like sexualize these characters anyway for whatever, but it's the fact that they're not sexy because they're not dressed hyper feminine. And that just says that you associate hyper feminine clothing and accessories and whatnot as beautiful rather than the opposite. And it's just, that's not true. And that doesn't make sense whatsoever. It's really, I guess it's just kind of problematic, really. And it's problematic because if you feel this way literally about an animated character, that says a lot about how you probably feel about the woman you come across in your daily life anyway. You know what I mean? It's this mindset of what exactly is feminine and how it relates to beauty. I don't understand. And the funny thing about it is, a lot of it comes from men, essentially. It comes from men trying to dictate what female qualities is considered beautiful when they themselves don't have said qualities, A. And then B, it also just comes from women occasionally, not as often as the men, but occasionally it comes from women who, I feel like a lot of them just aren't intentionally doing it. It's kind of like bringing them down, bringing other women down, women that decides to dress a little bit maybe more masculine or just even more casual and subtle, and they're not really showcasing their femininity as outwardly. They're not projecting it as much. Let's just say that they're not projecting it as much as what they themselves might do, or the standard of what a woman would look like. I guess with this topic, because again, this was not planned whatsoever. I literally came up with this about like 2 to 3 days ago. I barely did any research for this. This was entirely just a rant off the top of my head, because I don't understand people. I don't understand why are people mad? Like, I don't understand why people are mad. I've never understood with these type of situations Because I feel like this happens all the time. They'll redesign a character, or they'll bring back a look, and it's always a female character. It's always a female character. Give her a new look, or a new style, and people are so up in arms and upset by it. It's funny because it's like you say don't sexualize women, but then in the same breath they're just like, oh, let's give her pants. It's fucking pants, or it's fucking sneakers, and then everyone is just so fucking pissed. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, please. Someone do that for me. And again, this happens all the time, and it's going to continue to happen. My solution for this is not give a shit. They're not real. That's the thing, though. People are so upset. It's like, it's not real. And a lot of people, I've seen an excuse people do is they say like, oh, it's nostalgia and it ties to my childhood. And that's fine. If it was part of your childhood, that's fine. But then people, you also have to understand, which again, I kind of want to talk about this more when I eventually at some point go over reboots and everything with like TV shows and movies and stuff like that with nostalgia, is a lot of these things with remakes or redesigns, it's not supposed to be catered to you. Just the general idea of it is catered to you because they want their older audience to just have their interests. But in retrospect, everything else to the fine details, it's not catered to you. It's not meant for you. If it was meant for you, they would literally just bring back the old design. People don't it's the ego for me. It really is. It's not meant for you. So calm the fuck down. But yeah, so that was this episode, or this rant, if you will. I just needed to get this off my chest because I'm so sick of it, seeing it happen. People just getting upset over the dumbest things, and not enough people are really questioning what the fuck. But then again, I think it's because I have a psych degree why I feel like I'm so inclined to ask these questions that no one else is. This happens with a lot of things. You ever see like those press conferences or like presidential debates and stuff like that, and you hear certain questions and nobody's asking, and then you get like frustrated because the really hard hitting questions aren't getting asked, and it just gets so frustrating. That is me. I am like that. I just hate when people beat around the bush with shit and just not ask the real question. But that was this rant. That was this episode. Again, I just need to get this off my chest because I was wow. But thank you guys for listening. If you've made it to the very end, again, you can stream all of our previous episodes as well as look forward to future episodes on Apple, Google, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you choose to listen to your podcasts. Also, feel free to check out our social medias. We're on Twitter and Instagram, both of which are at thisisrandom_TA, and I will see you next week. Bye.